I'm so excited for this video today. And today I'm going to be taking you through all of our favorite homeschooling curriculums, activities, all the things, all of our favorite things from this last year of homeschooling. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tiffany and this is Hint Life Homeschool. My channel is all about motherhood, homeschooling and organisation. Today I'm taking you through all of our homeschooling favourites from the last 12 months of homeschooling. The first thing I have to mention when it comes to our favourite homeschooling things is our homeschool basket. So I've dedicated an entire video to homeschool basket. That's how much it means to me. It really is around, that connection with your family. So of course it's going to be one of my favorite things. It's also my kids' favorite thing to do. We love sitting around and listening to read alouds, and I love that time, that quiet time that we all get in the beginning of the day before we start our formal lessons or going on an excursion or before we do anything. It's just that connection that we get. I thought it might be helpful to mention some of the favorite novels that we had in our read alouds, because we always have a read aloud in our homeschool basket. One of the absolute top book was very surprising to me. This was something that I didn't expect the kids to, being so young, to love so much. But it was I love the Who Is series. And this one was around Jane Goodall. This book is responsible for us getting chickens. I don't want to give too much away if you haven't read it, but there is a moment in there where she is very, very passionate about animals and observing animals in particular. And there was a moment in the book where she, in her early life, I think she was maybe 8 or 9, she went missing, and she was spending 8 hours in a chicken coop observing a chicken laying an egg. So my children got stuck on the idea about getting chickens, and we ended up going through a whole process. So this is responsible for a very magical moment in time for our family, and I am forever grateful to this. I know that we'll probably come back to this book and read it again, but this was a wonderful book. We actually did this book through a study with Your Natural Learner, A Child's World. So I'll link that in the description box below along with the book as well, because it was really great. It had a really gentle approach to discussions and projects that we did within this book as well, around themes, and there were some really great questions included in that little unit study as well. So definitely a fantastic thing if you wanted to bring more of a curriculum approach to this book, not just as a read aloud. The next book that we really, really adored was Rump. So this book is actually, I'll link this book in the description box below. This book is based on Rumpelstiltskin's The Fairy Tale, but it's not in the way that you would expect. So it's a retelling of the traditional fairy tale Rumpelstiltskin, but from the approach of Rumpelstiltskin and him as a boy, a young boy, and he's named Rump, and he goes on this journey to try and find out the missing half of his name. It is a very, very good book. It had my kids in stitches laughing. It's cheeky but not disrespectful. It has an element of just wonder, and we really, really enjoyed this book. There were just moments where, it had a few little sad moments in it, but nothing that, my children are highly sensitive to those kinds of elements in books sometimes that can be a bit dark, and this did not faze them at all. Like they felt the emotion. It was a sad moment in the book, but they moved on quite quickly from it, and they really enjoyed it. This one was a fantastic book. This was also part of a recommended book in the A Child's World curriculum. So we have done a lot of that curriculum this year in our homeschool, and her taste in books is fantastic. The next book that we're really loving, we haven't finished it yet, so I feel a little bit conflicted with including this, but it has been a book that the kids have been really asking to read more of, and have been sitting for longer periods of time as well, enjoying this book. So I thought I'd definitely mention it. I would recommend it for the older age group. So my daughter is 7, but she has a very mature book taste. So I think that this book would probably be best for ages 10 and up. It is a little bit, there are elements in it that are a little bit dark, but it is a wonderful book. Along with this book, I actually found a free kind of like unit study from Ross Welford, the author. He had created some little activities and worksheets that you can do, and the kids have really enjoyed them. So I'll include the link to that as well, because this book is very well priced, and along with the free content that can come with it, I think that's a great value book study for our homeschool as well. Okay, so the next thing that has been a real standout this past year in our homeschooling journey has been my daughter's approach to reading and her growth in reading, and it has been phenomenal, and it is all thanks to this particular curriculum. It's all about reading, and it's level 1, and it comes with the teacher's manual and the activity book. So I bought this as a package, and it wasn't cheap. I'm going to be upfront. It's probably the most I've ever outlaid for a curriculum, and I was really worried because I don't like committing too much to fairly formal sit-down work. It can be a little bit unpredictable. If my children hate it and we're sitting down, it doesn't go well. It doesn't work for us. But this particular curriculum really actually, I was shocked. My daughter, it just clicked. It starts off very gentle and very easy. And that's what I think the secret is that it is so easy at first that because Riley, my daughter, had already had knowledge of her letter sounds, it just kind of gradually grew on that knowledge, and it just slowly introduced putting the sounds together, and it was all very kinesthetic with the little magnets and the cards and then the games. All of it came together, and before I knew it, she was sitting there and she was reading these readers independently very well, and she loves reading these readers. They are very beautiful, gorgeous books. And she has gradually just gone from, someone that was really struggling and really frustrated about reading to someone that just goes and grabs a book off the bookshelf, sits down and reads it now, and is just so confident and happy to make mistakes as well. So it's allowed her to have that confidence to just give it a go. And these books, look, they really have paid off for us. And I may not, we've found that we've gotten to a point where she's actually just taken off, that she doesn't need to do the more formal sit down work anymore. She's like, I already know these things, because when it clicked, it really clicked for her. So we only got about halfway through this particular curriculum, and I feel like she's probably ready for the second one. But we're going to do a bit of a review. We're having a little break from it. We're going to come back and do a review. She's happily just reading readers from the library at the moment, and she's doing so well with it. I didn't feel like it was necessary to push her back into that formal approach. But yes, it's a fantastic curriculum. I think it's definitely really helped us and me as a teacher understand how she wanted to learn. And it really did pay off for us. So whether I do that this year, I don't think I will. I think that she's happily, progressing independently now, and the readers, I'll definitely be sticking with those, though I'll definitely be purchasing just the readers for her because she enjoys them so much and loves that independent reading time. This year we also joined Soul Sparklet's Art Glitter Bombers Club, and that was one of the best choices I've ever made. I get a little bit concerned when I start memberships because I've had memberships and they're fantastic, but it's just, you know, making sure that you're still utilizing that within your homeschool. It can get a little bit like where you've gone a month or two with not using it, and then that's kind of like, well, you haven't gotten value for that product. But this one has been hands down the best membership. I'll leave a link in the description box below because go check it out. It is definitely a wonderful, valued membership. The kids have loved doing the video tutorials. There are a number of different ways you can approach art. She's got bundles where it's all around one theme, which is how I love to do homeschooling. So that worked really well for us. And the kids have produced a level of art that they have never done before. And we've always been an arty family. We've loved to, you know, get in, and I've always got a good supply of art products as well because I've always had an interest and hobby in art anyway. So that's always been something that's very important to me. But this particular membership just really struck a chord with me because she is such a passionate lady. She's a lovely lady, and it's relatively new as well. And I think that just that passion comes through, and she's just really great at teaching art to kids. I'm so happy to have found something that I can, you know, if I feel like I need to step away for a minute, I can put one of those tutorials videos on and know that the kids are able to keep up with it and understand what is needed to be done. Because that's the thing, like a lot of those video tutorials can be moving so fast, or they're speaking in a language that the kids just don't understand, in the sense of, you know, it's making it too difficult for them to know what to do next. We also did a butterfly life cycle study. So the kids have already been, you know, they already knew the butterfly life cycle, but this was just such a beautiful experience around getting that chrysalis kit. And we went to our butterfly sanctuary. It was a gorgeous, beautiful setup where we got to see butterflies emerging from the chrysalis, and it was just a really wonderful experience. We all loved it so much, and yeah, that was probably one of the most memorable moments for us. We're always talking about that, and we're definitely going to do that again this year, and I think we'll probably go a little bit deeper. The next thing I wanted to say what has created such a big difference in our homeschool this year has been Freely Homeschool Planner. Without Freely, I feel like I would never have done as much as we did this year. I've been on a real journey with organization this year, and it has definitely impacted in every way in my life. And none more so than homeschooling. And Freely Homeschool Planner has definitely made that a big thing for me. It has created a homeschool where I feel like I actually know what next week is going to bring to a degree. We have a very loose, relaxed approach to homeschooling, but that doesn't mean we don't plan. And that was the most difficult part when I started homeschooling. I struggled with all of the rigid sort of systems that were out there because it's just not what we like to do. And to be able to have a plan of all the things that you want to do, but nothing actually set in stone until that day. And then you can go, the weather is fantastic. Okay, I can do that project outside and assign that to that day and check it off. All the information is in there, like in that lesson, already done. And I know exactly what I need to do. For kids with ADHD, that you know, you really need to once you've got their attention, you need to use that, and not let them wait around while you're trying to find the book or the page or whatever it is, the instructions for that thing. That is really hard. So to be able to run with that rabbit trail when they're in that moment and be able to be super, super quick freely has allowed that for me. And that has lifted my homeschooling game so much. And I feel like a really competent sort of, I feel really confident in what I'm doing now. And then also just being able to create those observation notes really quickly, and it's not taking too much time or too much brain work, or just, you know, it's not overwhelming anymore, the paperwork side of things for homeschooling. So obviously it's been a huge impact this particular year with all the new features it's got, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Last but certainly not least is Co-op. We have been always on the search for something amazing, to be a part of something amazing in homeschooling. Co-op has changed things so much for us, and we feel so welcomed, and it's just been lovely, and we've done so many amazing projects in this co-op. Sometimes it takes time to find that group that really, really gels with you. And when you do, it's just such a relief, and it just feels so lovely. So that has been this year, it's just made this year. It's just the icing on the cake of a really amazing homeschooling year that we have had. And I'm definitely going to be continuing that for the foreseeable future. Co-op was definitely a game changer for us in terms of just that every week meet up with the same families, working towards the same goals, having the same, you know, or similar visions for their homeschools as well. That, you know, natural setting, that natural learning, and the parent interaction. You know, the parents get involved in the learning and the teaching together, and we're all working together to create this amazing lifestyle with our kids. And that has meant so much to me to be a part of that growth in that group, and contribute and learn from other parents, other families. All of that has been a beautiful experience. That's it, guys. I mean, I could go on for hours, but I'm not going to. I had to really cut it down to just a couple of those really key, memorable moments and things that have possibly shifted our homeschooling journey in the direction that it's going now. And it's been an amazing year. It's also been a year of lots of challenges too. And I know that has been the case for a lot of other families too. So I'm not going to, you know, not say that and pretend it was all hunky-dory, because it wasn't. But we did have some amazing things happen this year, and we're really, truly grateful for it. And I wanted to share that with you, in the hopes that maybe it might give you some ideas for your year ahead, or maybe even just a couple of activities that could be really great to be added to your homeschool too. Thank you so much for joining me in this video today. I have loved sharing our favorite homeschooling curriculums and activities and things that we've done this year. So if you've liked this video, if you've enjoyed this video, I would like to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below there, and if you did enjoy it, it lets me know to make more videos like this as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video, guys.